All right. Yeah. So that was MC Rhymes to Say.
Yeah, interesting character, right?
And we actually have a couple of characters in there. Where did the characters come from? Where did the story come from?
Well, the story was just something that I figured it was time to write about it. You know, as I stated, hosting open mic shows and seeing all the artists, the local artists, and some of these guys are really genuinely talented. But what they're doing is they're in a system that causes them to copycat off of what's going on the radio.
Sure.
Or what's going on today in today's music. And a lot of it is talking about, you know, quote unquote, trap and crack. I call it crack music, you know, drug music or whatever. And this is something that I feel that you're actually doing yourself as well as others a disservice by talking this music. Now, if you're going to talk about it, there is a way to talk about it, but then do as I did with MC Rhymes to Say and bring it to a conclusion and sum it up and actually kind of say, well, this is what not to do.
And pull the lens out a little bit, because this might be, you know, the focus might be on something that is, you know, I don't know, people might say is deviant or, you know, is unlawful or, you know, for what immoral, what have you. If that's where the focus is, because it's real, because it's rooted in reality.
It is.
At least, you know, widen the lens to include, you know, what it is that feeds into that system. I think, and I think actually Tupac said some really interesting things about, you know, I mean, back in the early, you know, rap days, you know, there was a lot of criticism for violent language and for the N-word, for, I mean, still, and for, you know, for various, you know, for guns and drugs in songs. But I heard him say, you know, it's about the way you present it. And if you present it in a way that people understand there's a story with it, there's a cause and effect, there's, you know, there are challenges, it's not just flagrant, it's not just glorifying something, then, you know, then there's a way to look at the good with the bad, to look at the, you know, the problems with the solutions or the realities. And
there
so,
you go, absolutely.
I mean,
you know, and the thing is, just always challenge yourself to be more responsible. Think of the ears that your message is going into when your music is out there. You have to keep in mind that when you're making one of these songs, or, you know, you're not only speaking to your peers, but there's young kids that are out listening to that, and they're very impressionable.
That's true.
They're very impressionable, and they want to be like you.
Right.
They
well,
want to be like you.
I mean,
right?
Some of these little kids can recite the whole song,
the whole thing,
and not know what it is, not know what it means. You know what I mean?
But that's around and they got all the lyrics. You know, 3 years old, they got it all down.
Sure.
They got the dances and everything.
Yeah.
And so, with that being said, look at what kind of influence you have. With that influence, what would you take? This is a God-given gift that God enabled you to have the ability to write, to have the ability to recite, to have the ability to have a platform for people to listen to you.
Yeah.
So you want to turn around and do something responsible with that.
So now you've done this piece and some other pieces, you know, at various venues. What are the kinds of places that you've done this, and to who? What's your audience typically?
Okay, my audience is very, very diverse. I've done, and most recently, Black History Month was in the month of February, and so I've done everything from schools, you know, we did middle schools, elementary schools, Baptist churches. I went all the way to Johnston, South Carolina, and did it in old country. I mean, this was dirt road style, and yeah, my words went over very well. Good. The MC Rhymes to Say piece was a piece that I did most recently at my little son is in middle school, Tuck Middle School, and I did this at one of their assembly programs in the gym in front of the whole school, and recited that MC Rhymes to Say piece, and they loved it. You know, there was a piece where they were a part of it where they were all stomping and clapping on the bleachers, and they made a little song out of it, and it just fed into me, and so that was quite an experience. But yeah, whenever I do these things, it feels good when it goes out there.
Right.
What feels even better is the response that I get. You know, there's always occasions where I'm out and about in the CSRA, I'm in the grocery store, and a kid will come up to me and he'll say, you know, Mom, Dad, you know, this guy was at our school. And he's actually reciting the words to the piece that I recited several weeks ago or several months ago. So
and that's
that
great
feels
about,
good.
I feel like spoken word, I mean, it's a great medium because, you know, if you're listening to a song or, you know, I guess what's great about spoken word is when I hear someone reciting something that is deep and powerful, but, you know, that has meaning, that has, you know, these metaphors. but it's somewhat in, you know, in just spoken English, you know. Sometimes it can have an impact. I can remember lines from it, you know, or I can remember clear intentions, you know. Sometimes you gotta listen to a song 4 or 5 times before you get everything that's going on with it.
Right.
With spoken word, like, it's great. You have, especially when it's live. So, you know, if you haven't been to a spoken word event, I would say, you know, definitely sign up. Go ahead, because, you know, get it in person, because the artist is on there, is on stage, and they're vibing off of you, and you know, they're vibing off the environment, and their delivery sometimes is amplified by your observation of them.
Right.
And sometimes you'll walk away from that reading or that performance, you know, with a whole different idea of something, or a different way of looking at something.
Absolutely.
And that's great.
Absolutely. And it was funny that you said that the words tend to stick to you a little bit more, and that's because it's a stripped down version of hip hop. You know,
It's true, yeah.
Rap is spoken word with the music and the beat stripped out of it. If you were to take the music that you hear on a regular everyday basis, you know, those words would stick to you a little bit more. But now we're being overshadowed by the driving bass, the melody up on the top of it. Yeah, and it kind of distracts you from the language, but the words are subconscious in that text. Spoken word is something that directly goes straight from my mouth to your ears.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I hear there's some events going on. I think I saw something where the hip hop meets spoken word or something like that going on. So, I mean, it's good to see, you know, all this cross-pollination of all these different talents getting together.
Absolutely.
So, you know about some of these events coming up. What do you want to tell us a little about?
Yeah, just a little bit about it. Absolutely. And one thing that really feels good, like I said, I've been doing promoting events here in the CSRA since 1997. What feels good about now is that we, as the artistic community, are finally starting to come together and unify. If we do that, we can all succeed.
Sure.
There is an event that's being promoted this Friday by Mark Rain, Rain for Days, and also my man Sleepy Eyes Carter. They are putting on an event at Club Premiere on Friday, this coming Friday, the 13th. The 13th at Club Premiere, and it's called The Best of Both Worlds. What they've done is they've taken the best area spoken word artists and the best hip hop artists and put them all on one stage and one night at one place.
Tremendous.
This is going to be bridging gaps that are unheard of in this industry. It's also going to be an event where they're taking the time to honor certain people who have made an impact on the CSRA. And one of the people that are going to be honored, you have Helen Blocker Adams for her impact on the CSRA.
Talk about, you know, bridging divides. That's not, you know, Helen Blocker's always about unlikely allies, and I mean, she's fantastic. So that's great. And for her to be there and hopefully bring her, you know, her draw into that event, that'd be great. So.
Absolutely. This audience is going to be very mixed, which is awesome. There's a rapper by the name of P Nice. A lot of people in this area know P Nice.
Yeah.
P Nice is a very popular guy. I admire him. I don't think I've met him face to face yet, but I admire this guy because of the following that he has.
Sure.
And with that following, he's doing good things in CSRA. So they're honoring him. And in the field of spoken word, they're honoring yours truly, BrothaTrav. So this is a public event.
You heard it here first, people.
Public event, Friday the 13th at Club Premiere on Damascus Road. I think the show starts at 10 o'clock, and I think it's $10 admission.
Okay. Get some more information on Facebook.
Right.
We'll put that on a points of interest page, so you guys can just find it there.
Yeah, there's going to be more. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff coming up. The following week, what we have, actually, Helen Blocker is going to be celebrating a birthday.
Okay.
Her birthday party, I'm hosting it. It's going to be at 3DL on Gordon Highway. This is the following Friday the
20th. Yeah.
It will be the 20th.
Yeah.
That's Helen Blocker's birthday. And then we have some other interesting things going on throughout the month. There's another arts meets fashion show coming up.
Yeah.
Big, huge fashion show taking place at the Marriott, co-hosting that event. There's an event that's called the Laney Walker Corridor that I'm a part of.
Okay.
There's a group that actually got a grant to talk about and highlight the preservation of the Laney Walker block.
Okay.
Right,
Great.
And so this is going to be very interesting. It's a 2-day event, a Friday and a Saturday. They're going to be doing seminars. I'm actually hosting a clinic where I'm teaching kids how to write poetry. So there'll be more on all these events at the Point of Interest page, and also at any one of my artist page, BrothaTrav Poet Laureate page.
Yeah.
Go out there and find it, all the details.
Well, so this is just a taste of what you can expect week to week from
Busy,
BrothaTrav.
busy.
You know, I'm gonna try and keep you up on some news. I know, boring, but BrothaTrav's gonna keep some great
I like
flavor
the
coming
new
in
stuff
here.
too now.
I mean,
Bring me in so I can
we
kick
gotta
it with
stay
you about
informed.
the news.
We gotta get these artists informed so they can start writing and you know,
Absolutely.
producing some beats that you know, bring about some positive
Listen
change.
to more NPR.
I guess so. Maybe that's the key.
CNN.
If you want to be a successful rapper, listen to NPR.
That's right.
Anyway, all right, so this is what we can expect and more, obviously, from BrothaTrav. Thank you for keeping us connected, man. We're going to take a little break, and I'll come back and give you the last point of the day. All right?
Cool.
See you, man.
Yes, sir.